What's good, YouTube? Once again, it's your boy OG Hollywood coming at you with another edition of the one and only Ferguson Chronicle. We bring it live from the day room to the streets. Today we talking about Cellie Stories. Cellie Stories, man. As we all know, man, I did 25 years in that can, right? And shit, I got a bunch of stories, man. Yeah, I got a bunch of stories to tell, man. Last week I shared a story, man, and everybody liked it, man. So I thought I'd come back at you again with another story, man. However, I always want y'all to know, man, that these are for, good time purposes, man. It's never to seem like we enjoy being in prison, especially me. I hated that motherfucker. But I had to do what I had to do to get where I need to be, and that was free. So I always remember to hit that like and that subscribe button, man. That's the most important thing, man, is to hit that thumbs up, man. Because if it's good, ain't no sense in not hitting that thumbs up. So anyway, let's get into this story, man. I want to call this one right here, man, a chemist, huh? It ain't too many people can be a chemist inside a prison, man. But you're looking at one. So, let me start this off by saying I want to give a shout out to JG, man. Yeah, JG, that was my partner. I met JG on the Hughes Unit, man, after being shipped from Ferguson to the Hughes Unit, man. And I know many people probably don't know what a Hughes Unit is. It's in Gatesville. It's in Gatesville, Texas, man. For those that are familiar with the Hughes Unit, y'all can relate to where I'm coming from, man. You know, drugs, cigarettes, and all that wasn't plentiful when I hit the unit. You know, and actually it was dry. You know, it was dry as hell when I hit the unit, man. And I wasn't used to that because I was used to making shit happen. In other words, I knew how to hustle inside a prison. And I learned that from being in there, studying the game and watching the game. But like I said, but when I got shipped to the Hughes Unit, it wasn't no work. It wasn't no work on the Hughes Unit. So anyway, my first job on the Hughes Unit was the kitchen. So I was assigned to the kitchen. And here I am coming from being an SSI and assigned to the kitchen. And not only that, the kitchen over there is so damn small, it ain't no moving around versus being on Beto 1, Ferguson, or any other one of those big units where you'll see a mass group of people and you're able to do a little politicking, right? But like I said, the unit was small, and little did I know, after evaluating the unit, I'm like, damn, it really ain't so bad on this motherfucker because if you know what you're doing, you can maneuver through traffic, man. You can get from point A to point B real quick. So if you do obtain some work, you're able to make it to the house, break it down, bring it back, and do whatever needs to be did with it, right? So anyway, as time went on the unit, man, keep in mind, JG is gonna play a hell of a part in this story, man, because if you would look at JG, you will underestimate him for having a bunch of game, right? And as time went on, I started working in the kitchen. Like I said, man, I locked in with JG, and JG gave me the rundown of the unit, right? But my thing and my question with him, I'm like, damn, man, all these dudes been over here for a long time, man, but ain't nobody bringing nothing in. And he was like, I tell you what, man, it's some on the unit, but you have to be in a certain group to even get that shit. So I'm like, what group you got to be in? For one, the white boys had their shit, the Hispanics had their shit, right? And the blacks didn't have shit. All they would do is fucking wrap sandwiches, cheese, and all this under the table shit to bring it back to the sale. Hamburger, you sell it for $1, and a sandwich or any other sandwich you sell for $1, bleach, and all this off the wall ass shit. So the blacks weren't really doing no hustling, right? In other words, I'm gonna say this: they was hustling, but they was poor hustling. They was poor hustling. So I would say, damn, I ain't come over here to do no motherfucking poor hustling. Not that I wanted to be over there anyway. Like I said, I got shipped over there for hustling. So for anybody that know, hustling on the Ferguson unit means that you handling cash money and you handling product on a daily, right? So to come from that to this, shit, man, come on. Quit y'all playing games over here, man. So anyway, as time went on, man, me and JG tied in and we put a plan together, man. I said, I tell you what, man, I ain't got no connect. You know, I ain't got no connect because I'm not in a position to where I can be connected. I said, but soon as some jump, some coming through that door. So anyway, they had me and JG working in said kitchen. I get to said kitchen. This is the setup. As a matter of fact, speaking of said kitchen, on the Hughes unit, if y'all can remember, the guy that escaped from prison, he escaped from that unit. Yeah, he escaped from the Gatesville unit. Now, I won't get into that shit because that's their story. This is my story. I just wanted to let you know that that's why I was working. I was working in that SIG right there, right? And it wasn't no hustling in that SIG as far as I could see. But later on down the line, me and JG, chop game, figured out what we was gonna do and how we was gonna do it. And what we did, man, is that we came up with a game plan to sell some fake ass weed. Fake weed, you know what I'm saying? Fake weed, parsley, something that you put on food, right? But I didn't know that you can cook this shit. I didn't know you could cook this shit. So JD said, man, well, we can cook this shit and serve it to these fools over it, man. He said, that's just how lame they is. So I'm like, damn, you sure? He said, man, I'm positive, man. Let me show you. He said, cause when you fire this shit up, this shit smells just like weed. I didn't know that because like I said, where I come from, everything was real. So to serve some shit fake took me to another place. I'm like, damn. It's kind of like when you're on the streets, right? And you get some fake work and you tie that shit in with Orvigel, and the first time it touched their mouth, they think it's crack. But later on down the line, they know that shit was fake. Okay, so here it is. We in prison doing the same shit that they do in the street, right? So anyway, we go to the kitchen, get the shit, put it on the tray, put it in a supersized commercial oven, cook the shit, and bring it back out. So anyway, I'm looking at it, and the shit is dry. I said, how this shit gonna smoke? He said, trust me, man, the shit gonna smoke. So anyway, this is what you use in prison if you ain't got no rolling papers, right? You get the wrapper off the tissue. That's for cigarettes and anything, right? Or you can get some motherfucking Bible paper. Yeah, straight out of John. Rip it, lick it a little bit, hit that concrete with it, and that motherfucker gonna roll like 1.5 and gonna smoke straight through. So it's the same thing with this fake weed we selling, right? So anyway, we get it. He rolled one and fired up. And the initial contact off of this bitch smelled just like weed. Smelled just like weed. It don't matter if you up on it or you far away. But when you smell that shit straight out, you're gonna say, damn, somebody done fired up, right? So anyway, I said, damn, this shit smell like that. Man, this shit, JG, this shit is real, man. Shit is real. So anyway, this was the game plan we came up with right here. So we get the real weed from the white boy or the Mexicans, right? We get the real weed from them. And then we get ready to serve. What we would do is we'll have the real weed on hand. But by the time we get through talking to you and you high as fuck from this real shit, and here come the play. You getting served the fake shit, right? But you'll never know it until you leave. And when you leave and you get that fake shit and you get to the house and you fired up, you can't say that the shit ain't real because when we was one-on-one, you was smoking the real, right? So bam, that's how we were serving them that. But later on in the game, this is what we would do. That's what we would do. Shout out JG for coming up with this shit, man, because this shit here was so easy and so real to where we ran the numbers up real quick. I mean, real quick. So anyway, we continue to cook that shit, man. And what we would do, or what we started doing, we started getting ounces of weed. So you get the ounce of weed in, and you have that shit cut. You cut it with that fake shit and with that real shit, and you double up. So we ran that play for a long time, man. And here's the deal, though. And it used to be a lot of motherfucking niggas that was real. You know, yeah, they was real. But at the same time, guess what they doing? They smoking fake weed and thinking it's real weed. You know, what me and Jay used to call it was an 80-20 cut. We're gonna give your ass 80% fake, 20% real, right? And what's so cold about it, we're gonna play the game all the way through. Every time we around, we're gonna fire that real up. And you're gonna be on the side of us, you're gonna fire your fake shit up, but at the same time, we're gonna mix all that shit in together. You gonna act like you high, but we know you ain't high. That's what used to trip me out because I know me and JG used to be high as a motherfucker, and the one that we sold the fake weed to was goddamn me, was acting like they was high and wasn't high at all, man. And these real motherfuckers. And they would come back time after time to get this fake ass weed, right? So it got so good, man, to where we left from selling weed. Right? To where that's when this motherfucking hash, they was doing hash in the world, right? And stay with me now. Stay with me. Cause like I said, we became penitentiary chemists. You know, everything we sold was cooked in the motherfucking kitchen. Shout out JG, boy, you a motherfucking genius for putting us on that level, man. Cause like I say, when you down there in that motherfucking jungle, everything go, and you swimming with the motherfucking sharks, you gotta be able to move, man. Cause guess what? If you don't move on them, they gonna move on your ass. So we just made the move first, man. And it's all about surviving and politicking when you're in that environment, man. It ain't that you being shady, it's just that you doing what you gotta do to get to the next level, man. So anyway, back to the story at hand, right? So that's when these boys was coming in from the world and they was talking about hash, right? They was talking about hash. So what we started doing, we started cooking hash in the kitchen, right? I ain't gonna give you the motherfucking ingredients. That's what I ain't gonna do. I got to keep that 100. But I tell you the main ingredients what we was using cumin. Yeah, we was using cumin. And what we would do, mix that cumin with another ingredient, put that motherfucker in the oven, and let that motherfucker cook. And by the time it's finished cooking, and we would serve that motherfucker like in a little cone, right? We're serving in a little cone, and that's how we were serving it like that. And everybody thought they were smoking real hash, especially the one that was coming from the world, right? And the thing about that, man, we got so motherfucking so famous with the hash and the fake weed, man, that dollars was coming in like crazy, man. Dollars were coming in like crazy. So I know some of y'all might be watching this shit like, damn, man, they were serving this shit in prison like that. You goddamn right, they were serving in prison like that. We were serving it to real regulars. But it was easy to serve to the real regulars due to the fact because we was real, right? Now, a whole lot of occasions, man, that a lot of my partners would come up to me, man. They like, man, Will, what you got? I said, man, this shit ain't for you, man. It ain't for you, man. Man, oh, man, you acting like a hoe. You don't want to sell us. You don't want to sell us no weed, man. The white boys and the Mexicans got all the motherfucking weed, and you and JG done came up, man, and y'all don't want to sell us no weed. So I'm like, look, man, I'm telling you, this shit ain't for you, but you already know how niggas is, right? Y'all already know how niggas is, man. Niggas gonna feel like that you done became, or you think you too motherfucking much because you got the plug. You know what I'm saying? And that wasn't the case. I used to tell them boys all the time, man, this shit ain't for y'all, man. But you know how niggas are. So I said, you know what? I tell you what. You niggas want to put yourself in a position like a trick. I'm gonna serve you niggas, right? So it's so many niggas bought this motherfucking fake ass weed, man, and swear to God they walking around the unit high as hell, right? And go to visit, come back, go to visit, get that hundo for whoever they visit, come back, and guess what? Come right to me. Hey, Wood, you got something? Hell yeah, I got something. Because this is after I done told y'all ass that this shit ain't for you. I ain't gonna tell you it's fake because I don't want to put you in the business. You know what I'm saying? But I used to tell them all the time, this shit ain't for you, man. Move around. But like I say, you know how niggas are, man. They want to be a part of everything, right? So like I said, I used to serve their ass that weed, that fake ass weed, that fake ass hash, and they'll swear to God that they high. But check this out now. Check this out. You already know, man, if you keep serving fake, man, what's going to come with fake, right? Trouble. So one day, man, I'm at work in ODR, man. I'm at work in ODR. Somebody beating the door down. Boom, 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 boom. So I finally look out the screen. Yo, what's up, man? Hey, Wood, let me holler at you. So I go to the door. I see what's going on. So nigga like, say, man, that shit you served me, that shit was fake. And I'm telling nigga, nah, nigga, this shit ain't fake. Man, I'm telling you this shit fake, man. This shit is fake. I said, I'm telling you this shit ain't fake. I said, I tell you what. Before I sold this shit to you, we fired up, right? We like, yeah, we fired up. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. You got high in, and when you left, you got high. I said, but now you trying to play me because you can't buy shit from the white boys, right? No, that ain't the motherfucking case. Ain't the motherfucking case, man. That shit fake, man. That shit fake. I said, the shit ain't fake. I said, you know what though, man? But me knowing this shit fake, and I ain't trying to draw no heat, right? So I had to pull a convict move on it. I said, I tell you what, man, that box I sold you, bring that motherfucker back to me, and I'm going to serve you again, man. All right. So he bring the box to me, right? Bring the box to me. I survey the motherfucker in his face, and guess what I do? Take the box to the motherfucking bathroom, come out my sock, hit him again with a little shake on the top, mix it in with that fake, and serve this motherfucking ass again with the same fake weed. Never came back again. Next time he see me, hey, I appreciate that wood, dap me up and everything. Swear to God, he high as hell, but guess what? Still was smoking that fake ass weed. Still was smoking that fake ass weed. So that's the reason why I say this, man, that you can make it in that concrete jungle, but you got to have a bunch of motherfucking game, man. Because if not, you're going to get got. And once again, I'd rather get them before they get me. Shout out to JG, man, for coming up with that motherfucking plan, man, putting us from one area to the next, right? But it is what it is, man. And sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get where you're going, right? So for all y'all out here that think y'all smoking that real shit, you better check your sack. You better check your sack because you never know. You might be smoking some fake shit. And always remember, man, to hit that like, subscribe, and share the content, man. And always turn them notifications on, man. And I know that y'all probably one of the reasons why I'm smiling. Because as I tell these stories, my mind played back to the time that it happened. And I always try to paint that picture so people can be in the same spot I was in when all that shit transpired, man. But you got to remember, this shit is only to make you smile and to let you know that every day in prison ain't a fucked up day. But you got to do what you got to do in order to get where you're going, even in there, right? So fake weed and fake hash got me to the next level. In other words, you got to fake it till you make it. So I'll see you next time. I hope you enjoy this Cellie story, man. And salute to whoever watching, man. Remember to hit that like and that subscribe button, man.